like some Andy Ruiz background.
What did he come out to?
Doesn't matter. Nipsey Hussle, but
He did, yeah.
just play the anything from the.
Grinding all my life.
He came out to dedication.
Mm-hmm.
Want to bet?
Want to bet? How much? $5.
Yeah, because you're going to get the $5 from me. And then it's going to go to jail.
$5 from you and $5 from him. Look it up.
That does not even count at all.
I'll pull up the dough right now,
That's
bro.
ridiculous.
Woo!
Alright, let's go.
Excited about this. And
The whole
actual
podcast.
show, dude.
Against the ropes, number one.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Against the Ropes. This is episode 37, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Doesn't matter. We have Frankie here. Forget the intro. We're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it. Andy Ruiz. Damn, we're saying his name first, huh? Andy Ruiz against Anthony Joshua. 7th round TKO. We'll talk about it. I'm pretty sure we can dedicate a whole hour to that fight. But we do have a new heavyweight champion. Anthony
Unified
Unified.
heavyweight champ.
Anthony
correct.
Joshua's first time in the U.S. You already know how I feel about these British fighters. Something happens when they come over here. Something
It's the
happened
water, man. It's the water.
that day. I didn't think it was a good stoppage, but we'll talk about it. I don't think anybody predicted Andy Ruiz to win, right? We talked about it last week. The Spanish channels here in the U.S., nobody gave it really coverage or promotion. None of the Mexican media was talking about it. Everyone was saying it was going to be a wash, but now he's going to get a lot of love, man. I saw him on Jimmy Kimmel last night. So
Yeah. No, like what you said, nobody expected him to win in the fashion that he won in. That he knocked down the reigning, face of boxing, 4 times. And I was one of those people that, doubted Andy. I was the one that said, oh, I hope he has at least a good performance in losing.
disrespect toward Andy Ruiz.
I know, and I'll be the first one to admit
few
it.
weeks
I was wrong.
was unbelievable.
I was wrong, as were probably 95% of the people
Yeah.
who thought that he didn't have a chance.
What'd you think, Frankie? Quick reaction.
Shocking.
Shocking.
Yeah, just shocking. Like you guys said, I didn't give him that big of a chance. I didn't give him a chance at all.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's like I like Andy Ruiz. Was at
He
the
got
stu-
hands.
Yeah, he got hands. It was at the Stub Pub, Mexican. That's always my type of fighter.
Did you stay
Yeah.
for that fight?
No, I didn't. He could, but I didn't. Nah. So I'm just like, when the whole Miller news happened, he's the one I wanted to pick up the fight. There was a couple names thrown there, but I was like, yeah, what, give it to Andy Ruiz. It's like he's gonna be coming to the States. It'll be Joshua's first fight. Make it against the Mexican. Like the Mexican population really supports boxing. I feel like it'd be entertaining. On top of that, it's like if they tune in for that, they're probably tuning in for the Callum Smith fight as well. It just builds up anticipation for other things. So I was glad when they picked him, but I was just like, I gave him just as much a chance I had given Miller, which was slim to none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was the best opponent available with that time frame.
Yeah.
Right. And just thinking about all the names you said, Callum Smith, Taylor, right? That would have been a huge event in the UK, right? But they made it here in the Madison Square Garden in New York, and it was a historic night. Obviously, we have a lot to talk about. I don't even know where to begin.
Well, let's go with the fight. I thought everything was going up to script, right? You saw him getting dropped in the 3rd round, and even the commentators were busting up Brady. They were trying to say what was about to happen, because that's what we thought was gonna happen. Okay, he's gonna jump on him
Typical
and finish him off.
DAZN.
Right?
Typical on the money.
He's gonna jump on him and
He's
finish
a
him.
composed finisher. Watch
Watch
how he
this.
Watch this.
And that's what we thought was gonna happen, and I thought that was gonna happen. But you saw Andy take his time to get up, which is a veteran move, to take your time to get up. And yeah, he was.
What do we have? Your Bible? What is this? This guy was praying for Andy Ruiz? What is this?
Composed, and man, dude, he landed those counters, and And we've seen Anthony, right, get shook before.
Yeah, we've seen it before. I think that's why I was so shocked that everybody was so shocked. I mean, it's a heavyweight division to begin with. Anything can happen. And anything did happen, right? Obviously, nobody thought Andy Ruiz was going to win, but I did feel like he was being disrespected a lot. Even now, a lot of people are talking about his appearance, you know, the way just he looks, man. I think that's why a lot of people didn't expect it. I think myself included. I'm not going to lie. But I think we all knew he can box. And we all knew he can fight. I didn't think we expected him to do that against a guy who's 6'6", 260 pounds.
Got like 6 inches
Right.
on
Yeah.
him.
That's one of the reasons why. I mean, you guys saw the post, the where they took where they did the face off. You just saw the size difference right there, and a lot of people, you saw the comments were like, "Oh, this is an unfair fight." Like,
Yeah, and I
what
saw
the
a
hell
lot
is
of
that
group messages. I saw a lot of memes and a lot of, you know, funny comments like,
Yeah.
"Oh, the guy from Acquit is fighting Anthony Joshua."
I saw Fluffy.
Fluffy is
That
fighting,
one cracked me up a bit,
You know,
the kid from Up, growing up.
Yeah, and then, but now everybody's going to be rooting for this guy.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think boxing in general needed this,
Same.
especially the heavyweight division.
Yup.
I think it's good for boxing, man. Obviously, it sucks if you're British. You know, shout out to the Liverpool fans. You know, I was getting ready to say that it was a great day for
It was a
all the
great
British people.
Liverpool night.
For all the British people, you know, they had their fighters winning all these fights until Andy Ruiz happened, right? And Mexican American. I'm pretty sure the U.S. is gonna claim him. I'm pretty sure they're gonna say
They're already trying.
we have
they're already
two
trying,
heavyweight champions of the world.
I just saw some posts right now before the podcast where
Yeah.
it was like the USA runs heavyweight division.
You know, that was probably the funniest thing to me. I was like, Americans are gonna claim a chubby Mexican dude with tattoos, right? And of course, Mexico is claiming him.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about it. They didn't give him much attention before. I think I went back and watched one of the ESPN Deportes shows, and they were saying, yeah, Andy Ruiz can fight this and that, but let's make no mistake, he's not gonna win this fight. You know, Julio Cesar Chavez included in that group. So, man, anything can happen in the heavyweight division. I think people forgot that part.
And
Oh, for sure. Like you said, we knew that he could fight. We have this notion that there's levels, you know,
Yeah.
that there's levels to it, and we have the three-headed
And I agree
dragon.
with that. There is levels.
Yeah.
And I think Andy Ruiz reached that level that night.
Yeah. And we talked about the three heavyweights, and we always wondered like who was the best amongst them three. But we always, you know, had the notion that everybody else was just a little under.
Luis Ortiz was number 4, right? That's what
Right,
everybody
yeah.
was saying.
Tier 1 is, you know, the three-headed dragon.
Yeah.
Ortiz is tier 2, and then tier 3.
And then we're kind of waiting to see where Usyk was going to land in that
Exactly.
tier, right?
Mhm. So we didn't have Andy like near. I mean, he was like around the Parkers.
I would say he was making his way on cracking the top 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say
on
that
his way.
maybe 9 through 12th I had
Yeah.
him, but
And, you know, taking it a step further, every time there was discussions about who's going to be the first Mexican heavyweight
Oh, yeah.
champion, it was always between Andy Ruiz and Chris Arreola, right? And it seemed like Chris Arreola was always getting these opportunities. He fought against one of the Klitschko's, right?
Yep.
And for
Wow.
some reason, he always got a little bit more of the limelight. I honestly thought none of them were going to be heavyweight champions at some point.
yeah.
But, hey, I was wrong because Andy Ruiz did it.
Yeah, I mean, and one of the reasons why I know we can't compare Arreola to Andy in a way, but
They
the
have
way
the same body structure.
yeah, the same body structure, Mexican American.
Tattoos.
They don't have a long reach. I thought, you know, and we saw how Wilder fought Arreola, kept him a distance, fought tall. I thought Joshua was gonna do that, fight tall, fight long, and I didn't think Andy was gonna get inside. I thought he was gonna keep him at bay like until he took him out. And nah, Andy was composed. He boxed so well, got in. Man, Crystal, I need to pinch you because I feel like it still hasn't sunk in for you. Because the night of the fight, you were a little distraught.
I'll just let you guys talk and get gassed out, and then I'll go ahead and talk.
I think, how you mentioned earlier, not a lot of us were giving credit to Ruiz before the fight. I'm pretty sure we're all thinking like, oh, it's gonna be a good fight. It'll probably end by the 5th, 6th round, you know. And then now we're all just kind of looking back and we're all like, you know, ecstatic for Andy Ruiz, you know. Julio Cesar Chavez as well. Like I'm pretty sure you guys seen the video of him cheering him on.
Yep.
all of a sudden.
Yeah, so it's just like, in a way, I don't want to knock us. I don't want to knock other people for supporting Andy Ruiz now, because it's like upsets happen. It's like, and especially when it's one of your own that makes the upset, it's kind of like, okay, now you have this fighter, this boxer, who has the support of one of the biggest fan bases in boxing. And I think that's always good for the sport. For the longest time, people were always saying, boxing is dead. There's no Mayweather. There's no De La Hoya. There's nobody that people are actually tuning in to watch now. And it's just like, well, they gave us Canelo, and then it's like now they're giving us like Andy Ruiz, where it was just like, it's just one fight. But let's say the rematch happens, if it does, when it does happen, whether he wins or loses, people are gonna tune in. Yeah. And at that point, it's like, if it's another entertaining fight, they're gonna watch the next. And they're going to watch the next until eventually whether he gets back up to contender, top 3, top 4 status, or until he falls off, and it's just, just another boxer in the heavyweight division.
Yeah. It almost feels as if you're describing Anthony Joshua, right? Because win or lose, people are going to tune in. Yeah. I think more people are going to want to watch him now in his next fight that he lost, as opposed to if he would have won. If he would have won this fight, I don't think many people would have been talking about it right now. We would have probably spent 10 minutes on this topic, right? Yeah. But since he lost, that's why I think it was huge for the sport. I think we need more fights like this. We've seen in recent years where we don't really see 50-50 fights, or we don't see competitive fights, but it's the heavyweight division, man. Anything can happen.
And I agree. I feel like I'm way more interested in Joshua now than I was before it started. I was never big on Joshua. I always felt like heavyweight unification would come down to Fury and Wilder.
They did it to themselves, man. Let me tell you. Anthony Joshua said April 13th, Wembley Stadium. Yeah. He gave you a venue. He gave you a date. Nobody raised their hands. So they're probably kicking themselves at home because that could have been them, but they didn't take the opportunity for whatever reason. So.
And it's like, and now it's like, now that he's lost, I'm kind of, I'm very intrigued in how he comes back. How his training camp goes. Is he gonna do the same thing? Is he gonna slimmer down? Because he's built like a refrigerator.
Yep.
So it's like
he doesn't have the body of a boxer.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah. And at that point, it's just, at what point do you draw the line where it's like, I need to change my physique up to fight against the other boxers? Because you look at like a lot of the upcoming boxers, and it's like you have Andy Ruiz. You have like Kaunaki, who's also, I think I pronounced his name right, hopefully. Who's, they move fast. They're good punchers, and it's like your physique is only going to get you so far.
I don't know if that is accurate, because Andy Ruiz is the heavyweight champion of the world. But I know what you mean, definitely. I think there's a reason why most boxers don't lift weights, right? You can get away with it, I think, in the heavyweight division, but muscle's heavier than fat. Yeah. And it just seems like, obviously, Anthony Joshua's built like a weightlifter. He's built like a WWE superstar. He's not really built like a boxer, and I think you see it in a lot of these fights. He's fatigued, man. He looks heavy at times. And since the first round, I was like, he looks kind of heavy just the way that he's moving around. I don't know if it was just me.
Yeah, he didn't look like himself. Not to give not to take any credit away from from Andy, but his focus wasn't there.
And there's a lot of rumors going on of things that happened before the fight, things that happened after the fight. But, hey, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter, because if you're in the ring, that means you're in there for a reason, man. Yeah. If they should have pulled you out of that fight, that at the end of the day, that's your decision. And, Anthony Joshua's not a guy who's going to make excuses. He was very classy after the fight. He gave Andy Ruiz a lot of props, a lot of respect. And Andy Ruiz, he took advantage of this opportunity. He was named the replacement, a month and a half out?
5 weeks out.
Yeah. It's like 3 weeks after his last fight.
Yeah, he fought April 20, right? You were there and didn't stay. But you were there, and he just took, he took life by the horns. Isn't that Ram motto or whatever?
The DH?
Whatever.
Something like that. For me, what made Andy a champion was getting up, and he took another really big shot after that, and he took it well. To me, that's like that extra weight that because they asked him, like, don't you want to cut down a little bit more? Like, he's like, no, I need this weight, I need this power, and all of that is that neck muscle that you absorb big shots, and he took the shot well. He wasn't dazed. He wasn't out like, obviously he was a little dazed, but he wasn't like on his feet when he got knocked down, and when he took that second shot, and that's why he was able to absorb it and
Counter
and
back.
can counter
And
back.
he took his time when
Yeah.
he got his ass sat down, right?
Because he was fine. Like, he got sat down and he was just like, all right,
And he stayed seated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He
stayed
didn't try to
seated.
get up.
He was just like, I'm going to
He
wait
was
till
smart.
8, get up, and then I'm going to go. And it's like, a lot of fighters would have been like, oh, shit, what just happened? Let me get back up, throw this out back into the fire pit.
Yeah.
And I think both guys were doing better in moves when they were getting knocked down. Because even Anthony Joshua, even the spitting out the mouth guard and all that stuff, I think it was better in moves. I didn't like the referee in particular in this fight, but we'll talk about it in a little bit. But that is not to take credit away from Andy Ruiz, because he fought a very good fight. He showed a very good chin. He hadn't been down in his career.
Yeah, this is the first
Is
time
that
he's done.
correct?
Yeah.
And his only loss was to Joseph Parker, who went the distance with Anthony
Close
Joshua,
fight, too.
and that was a majority decision. So he was 32 and
32
1
and 1.
Mm-hmm.
with 21 knockouts. He's more experienced than Anthony Joshua.
Been fighting for a longer time. I think he started fighting, he said, since like 6 years old.
Yeah, when he was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like Joshua started, what, I think 18, 19?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's the thing with boxing. Like, you don't take into account that until like this thing happens. You're like, okay, yeah, he started very young. He has all that foundation. You know, we think so highly of Joshua
And he's
because
Mexican.
because he went to the Olympics, he got gold. So you kind of think like, okay, yeah, he started late, but he's already surpassed them. He's already at a different level. But no, these things stay with you. That foundation. I think Max said it best, like that muscle memory.
yeah,
That muscle memory when like it gets tough, like it just comes naturally.
adjust right
Right.
away.
Mm-hmm. And man, I knew he was fast. I knew Andy was fast, but the way he let those combinations go.
I was like, it's prime Pacquiao, it's just like, letting him go. I was like,
Y'all hear that? We're on Instagram Live, by the way. It's called Andy Ruiz.
prime Pacquiao with the
Wow.
hands. I was shook. I was like,
So I can't add anything towards what you guys said, but I'm just gonna keep it real, like with Anthony Joshua putting the towel on his head. Dude, sometimes you really have to own up to how you're not right or you're not correct.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I felt was back in 2016. So
Okay.
I did my time doing political science with my bachelor's. I did my time with master political policy, and I thought that Hillary was gonna beat Trump. Given like everybody in the media owned up to it.
I'll
They're
edit
like
all this out,
everybody had it out.
by the way.
Everybody had out. And then what happened the next day, right? Andy Ruiz wins the heavyweight championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the next day I ended up getting the LA Times. So here you
got
go.
it. Let's see it. Let's see it. There you go.
So the only times I get the newspaper is if somebody wins the championship or something big like this happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is probably one of those times where you actually remember where you were at when something big like this happened.
Yeah.
Nobody gave respect to Andy Ruiz. Even afterwards, after he won, people are still giving him no respect because of how he looks, which, to be honest, is because everybody swipes right because on your looks.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And with Andy Ruiz, we have to own up to when we're all wrong. Don't come back and say, oh, you know what? He's a small fighter. Anthony Joshua does bad when he has problems with small fighters, right? But Andy Ruiz, I give him credit because in the first round, you could clearly look at Anthony Joshua, and I call this too on you, Chris, that Anthony Joshua is thinking way too much, trying to hit that straight jab. And I think, honestly, Joshua picked the time at a time when Deontay Wilder set the tone 2 weeks ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Anthony Joshua only wanted one man, and that was what? In Deontay Wilder. And nobody wanted Andy Ruiz to fight Joshua, right? But the fact is that you have to look back, all the way back to how Jared Miller fucked up Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn. And honestly, if I was Eddie Hearn, I would never have Jared Miller fight anymore, because there were so many levels up to this. Even Dylan White trying to fight Anthony Joshua, that didn't ever happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we all have to take a step back. And from now on, if Lomachenko fights somebody, Triple G fights somebody, Canelo fights somebody, the favorite, I'm not going to say, you know what, obviously guaranteed they're going to fight.
Yeah.
They're going to win. Nah, it's never going to be like that anymore.
And I got mad at you guys when you guys are talking like that about Anthony Crolla. Obviously, we know there's levels to this shit, but you guys be disrespecting people.
First
man.
of all,
I swear.
there's so much disrespectful, but at least be honest about what
Yeah.
happens next the next day.
Yeah. Okay. So to your point, obviously boxing, this notion of you never know what can happen. This is one of those moments where everybody thought one thing and something unexpected happened. The problem that I have is when it happens, you still think there's
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we wanted to start a little a little part of the show, the "You Don't Know Shit About Boxing" segment.
My favorite quote, man.
And one of them, I'm gonna give it to Stephen A. Smith. I don't know, Frankie, if you saw his comment.
I was mad.
So I'll read it. So Stephen A. wrote on Twitter, "Oh my God, I cannot believe this. Anthony Joshua, holder of 3 belts, gets knocked out by Butterbean. I mean, some dude named Andy Ruiz Jr. What a damn disgrace. Joshua looked completely gassed, more fatigued than hurt. Now, how in the hell did you let that happen? How?" Okay, so this just happened. How are you going to say that?
He's what, ESPN, right? Disney?
ESPN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so me, like, once this happens, you got to give whoever beat the man respect. Like,
Yep, exactly.
it's okay for you to think that something's going to happen, but once it happens, you cannot just bash him and say that he's, you know, a nobody. He just proved that he's a somebody and he has the skills to beat the man. So to me, that just shows a lot of ignorance.
And I tell this to anybody, if anybody wants to be at this probably boxing in a podcast or commentary, like step in the ring, go ahead and spar somebody. You can't be doing this and not even box somebody. Like I have like one scar here, another scar over here, but it's not easy trying to fight somebody, man. You can't discredit anybody afterwards after seeing this.
Because we give Andy all the credit. We admit we were wrong. You know, he proved us wrong. We own up to it.
You can say he was gonna lose, being respectful.
Yeah, which is what I think we all agreed on, that he's gonna lose, but you know he's gonna give us an entertaining fight. He won, and it's just like massive credit to Reese. You know, he fought Joshua the way he had to fight to beat him. Yeah, you know, and it's just like he got, like you mentioned, he got knocked down, composed himself, got back up, and took another hit, and still managed to knock down Joshua 2 more times in like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this though, Lennox Lewis was knocked out in his 26th fight. Vitaly Klitschko was knocked out in his 28th fight. Vladimir Klitschko was knocked out in his 25th fight. Vander Holyfield lost in his 29th fight. And you could go down the list of every great. Sonny Liston was knocked out by Ali, right? It's the heavyweight division, man. Yeah. Shit happens, all right? That's why I was so shocked that people were shocked, because people were like, oh, this is like Mike Tyson against Buster Douglas. No, it's not. It's not. Anthony Joshua had, 22 fights up to this point? Yeah, he had fought against a lot of good names, but he still had 22 fights. So that was my point, man. People were making such a big deal, like, oh, this guy was such an 25 to 1. Those odds mean nothing, really. I don't think people know how the odds work, but whatever. That's just my opinion, man.
You mentioned Stephen A. Smith or whatever. You guys obviously Canelo replied to him or whatever. Then on his radio
what did he say?
He just said like, "Oh, people like you who have no knowledge of the sport shouldn't be talking about it."
Eddie Hearn is another one. Why the fuck do we want to hear Eddie Hearn talk after the fucking fight in the ring? Are you kidding me?
I wanted to hear more of Reese.
Anthony Joshua said, "Don't interview me. It's his night. Go talk to him."
But he's the one that interrupted.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
I thought everything I caught, I was like, wait, hold on. How did this work?
But I think that's why he caught himself like, oh, shit, it's his night. Go talk to him. And he tried to leave. And then Eddie Hearn hops in the middle, starts talking. What the fuck does Eddie Hearn know about fighting? What does he know about fighting? Have you ever seen him fight before?
I actually seen him fight. Yeah, he was always practicing when he had Carl French.
Practicing, okay.
Well, let me ask you, do you practice boxing?
World titles, man.
Gio, do you practice boxing?
I guarantee you I've been in more fights than Eddie Hearn. I guarantee you that.
No, but what's your... But, I mean, when was the last time you hit the bags, dude?
Dude, I hit people. I don't hit bags.
I hit him at LA Fitness on
you
the
can
regular.
practice all you want. Show me something. There's only a few people who actually respect their fucking opinions. The likes of Robert Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya, Roger Mayweather.
That's Eddie Hearn, dude. These guys, you have not been watching Eddie Hearn. That's who he is. Eddie Hearn. I'm not gonna quiet. Dude, get your hands up, dude. If you want to be like that, dude. Seriously.
Be quiet.
Seriously. I'm not gonna quiet, dude.
One at a time.
I'm not gonna quiet.
One at a time.
Eddie Hearn is like that, dude.
Who cares?
That's
Fuck
who he
Eddie
is.
Hearn. I wanted to go off on him since Anthony Sims was here, right? Because some things were said. Obviously, people from his stable can't say shit, but I can say it because fuck Eddie Hearn, man. But guys like Robert Garcia, guys like Oscar De La Hoya, like Roger Mayweather, they've been there and done that. They fought at the highest level, and then they became successful after their boxing careers, right? That's why I value their opinions. All these Eddie Hearn, who the fuck is Eddie Hearn?
He's a promoter.
His job is to promote a fight, exactly. Sign the contracts, get people into the arena. I don't want to hear fucking you analyzing a fight. Like, show me a world title, Eddie Hearn. Who the fuck are you?
Just
shut up, Eddie Hearn.
Just sleep on it. That's who he is, dude.
Shut up, Eddie Hearn. That's why everybody booed him in that fucking arena. Shut up, Eddie Hearn. Nobody wants to hear you speak.
So we-
Chris.
No, I don't got. I mean, that's Eddie Hearn. That's even Bob Arum too, right? Like that's their job. They promote.
Yeah.
Like I get tired.
I actually respect Bob Arum too, because he's been in boxing for such a long time, and he's promoted all the great names of the sport. So that's another one.
The only reason why I don't hate Eddie Hearn is because he at least gives opportunity to young Americans, right? And I could go on and talk about this, right? I already mentioned this to you already regarding Oscar De La Hoya. I have no respect for him until he's able to promote an African American fighter. Same thing with Eddie Hearn. It's not here we go. It's just facts.
No, okay, so yeah, I see how Gio's viewpoint. He's gonna respect someone that's in the ring, that's taking the hits. I get that. Chris's point is, this guy's a big name promoter. He knows he's not just gonna be a big name promoter just cause he knows something. He knows some stuff.
The first thing he did was throw his biggest star under the bus right after the fight.
That wasn't cool. That comment where it goes like Anthony Joshua should be beating guys like Andy Ruiz. That caught me off guard.
Yeah.
I was just like, nah, dude. Like,
And Anthony Joshua got sloppy. Shut the fuck up, Eddie Hearn. What do you know about boxing?
Yeah, to me, like you could take it either way. He threw him under the bus, but at the same time, it's like he's not gonna like freaking protect him and like like he kind of just put him on the spot too. Like I could kind of respect that a little bit.
I mean, yeah, I could see it could go both ways.
Yeah.
I, still
I
think
wish
it's like,
Anthony Joshua would have let his fucking father go after that little scuffle after the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stephen Smith's an idiot. Hate that guy.
That's
Yeah.
another one. All these people from ESPN. Who the fuck are these guys, man?
Yeah,
They're
but,
entertaining. Don't get me wrong, but
Nah, they should leave the boxing talk to, at this point, just Kellerman. And even then, Kellerman sometimes a little biased.
I've never seen
Little
a fight
biased.
before. I've
He's
never
a
seen a
little
fight
biased.
before.
To me, I don't think you need to be a fighter to have a valid opinion, Gio.
Yes.
I think you could be
When
very,
it comes-
very knowledgeable.
When it comes to certain things, yes.
Certain things, yes.
People try to sit there and analyze fights. Oh, he threw this punch wrong. Oh, he got countered. What the fuck do you know about getting countered?
So
Have
when
you ever
you're-
been countered before?
So when
I have.
so I mean, you sound like a hypocrite because when
I
you're
already
doing
know what you're gonna say and I already know my answer.
So what's
Go
your
3
answer?
steps ahead of you.
So what's your answer then?
I'm not sitting here analyzing any fight. I'm not saying Andy Ruiz threw the right punches, Anthony Joshua threw the wrong punches.
I'm not
'Cause
talking about
nobody in this room is qualified to talk about that.
Okay, so what? Okay,
I'm not
what's
gonna act like I can
okay.
talk about that shit.
you brought in a different argument. So what's your criteria for somebody that's
I just
qualified?
told you. Listen, process the information.
No, okay. Because there's a
A
hypocrisy
lot
in
of
this,
people
right?
don't listen.
Because you are the commentator for Allstar Boxing Promotions.
Yeah, I talk about what I see.
Okay, so isn't
Color
that
commentating, right? That's what they call it.
so?
I mean,
Don't you
some
see
people
that?
don't know. So
That's the hypocrisy of that.
educate
Like you're not in this
I don't
sport.
think you're understanding.
It's just an opinion. It's all subjected to your own
Go
manner.
home and look up color.
Boxing is the
commentator.
only sport that you could say is subjected to your own opinion.
Mhm.
Like in basketball, people can talk about
and
facts
that's where you
all that.
get opinions like Stephen A. Smith, right?
And Ada Hearn too.
Yep.
So you can hate it or love it, but they're in the game for a reason because they're able to speak
Fortunately,
clickbait, right?
that's what's so bad about boxing. You leave it up to 3 old men or women to decide who wins the fight, right? If nobody gets knocked out, and everybody has their opinion, but the opinions of those 3 judges are the ones that matter at the end of the day.
And I
Did you guys look at the scorecards?
Yeah,
By any chance?
two had Reese up
Yeah.
and one had Joshua.
I wasn't scoring it, honestly.
Yeah, no.
No, there was no
I don't
point.
care.
there was no point.
The third round, 10-8 round for Andy Ruiz.
Yeah.
And even the zone had questions about that. How do you score it? Because there was one knockdown,
And then the two knockdowns.
right, and then 2
Yeah.
knockdowns. So 10-8, right? Just to clarify that, because even the zone.
I think he threw in like scored it at 9-7.
Yeah, I was gonna say 9-7 if you go by that
9-7?
criteria, but like, because that's what you lose a point for that knockdown for
Knockdown.
Ruiz. You lose
but at the
2
end of the day,
points
I
and
felt
the
like
round.
each one knockdown cancels out each other, and it's just like 10-8 at that point. You know,
You
make
cancel
it,
out,
make it
cancel out.
simple. You know, some simple math. You know,
At least
pen
they
test or
didn't-
some shit. You know.
At least they didn't fuck it up like the Pacquiao Marquez one, where
Right.
one guy had, 10-7 instead of 10-6?
A ghost round point.
I'm just gonna like Nipsey Hussle said, you guys are just wasting there. So just talking about the judges, what happened? We knew this was not gonna go to the scorecards.
Yeah, I think what Jay's just bringing up is just if it were to go to the
If it were
distance,
to go. Yeah.
then you see
Only
the
one judge
politics
had it
at
for
work.
Joshua before the 7th
No,
round.
not even that.
Only one
I mean, if a judge has if a judge has Joshua ahead,
before the 7th.
I mean, before
Just
the
one.
yeah, but I'm just saying like at that after 4 knockdowns, how are you gonna have Joshua up? right?
So I was so confused.
After what?
When I saw it.
After 4 knockdowns, how do you?
Oh no,
just-
so up to that point it was 2 knockdowns.
Yeah.
Okay, so
They
they
don't
just
score
kinda
that
knocked
last
down,
one
that's
because
gotcha.
that's when it
But
finished.
But even then, it's just
Yeah.
like I saw it and I was just like, you know, to each their own. I don't really see how Joshua was up, you know. And then I saw a couple days ago, I think yesterday actually, I saw the Azteca 7, you know, their scorecard, and they had like I think Andy Ruiz up in each round. So at the end of the day, I'm just kind of like, all right, cool, you know, like everybody has their own different opinions. I don't think Andy Ruiz won every round 1 through 6, even eventually getting the win at
Yeah,
7.
the first 2 were very slow.
Yeah,
It's
the first 2
like,
were very slow, so I
Yeah.
was just like, I understand a little bit of bias in Mexico. I get it, you know, but just last comment on the whole commentator and whatever, it's just like, how I feel is basically like, I don't think you need to be in the sport to be a commentator, and I also think that being in the sport automatically makes you a great commentator.
Yeah.
You know, we've all seen Lennox Lewis, you know, he's shit.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Look at us, dude.
Joe
Yeah,
Goosen.
look at
Joe Goosen.
so it's just like, and it's like, I'm not even a big fan of Andre Ward, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and Andre Ward was, you know, pound for pound, you know, it's one of the best at his time, and it's just like, I think eventually someone who grows up whether you grew up in the sport or actually participating or just watching it, eventually over the years you kind of learn what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you don't see a fight and it's like fighter A is getting his ass beat and you know fighter B is like
You know what's
beating
funny?
that ass and fighter A is winning.
But that's
it just doesn't
that's
work. you know?
different from commentating to actually like trying to give an opinion. Like nobody asked Eddie Hearn for his opinion
Yeah.
after that fight.
I get
Nobody wants an analysis or a breakdown from
Yes.
Eddie
He's
Hearn.
gonna lose
Like,
some
come
sleep
on,
today.
dude.
You know who's a good commentator? Anthony Joshua.
Oh yeah,
Oh
he's
yeah.
great.
He's fun.
Anybody who can speak is a pretty good commentator, in my opinion. Anthony Joshua can speak. Did you guys see his YouTube video that he came out with talking about the fight? You catch
I
it?
saw a short clip on Instagram, but that was about it. He's in
Yeah,
the
I didn't
gym,
watch
right?
the whole thing either. I think so. But he talked about the fight. Maybe we could play it later on. But he showed a lot of class. He made no excuses.
Yeah.
He said, I got beat by a better man. Rumor is they're going to run it back November, December, probably
There-
the UK.
They were saying he was showing too much class, right? We're like, dude, you should be mad or something, right? Do you guys hear that? They're like, you're too happy.
I saw a meme like that on Twitter talking about
Yeah.
that, and I was just like, hey man, you know, it's respectful. It's like you don't get that a lot in today's sport. You know, we've seen a lot of trash talking. Like I was robbed. You know, it was bullshit.
Yeah.
So for him to be like he was a better fighter.
Yeah.
it's like,
So what do you expect for the rematch?
For the rematch. Definitely need a plan B, plan C.
What's
Josh.
that?
He's gonna go back and fight tall.
did you guys
Keep
see
him at
what?
bay. Keep him out of reach.
Did you saw when he first knocked him down, Andy Ruiz? Like what he did when he brought him down? Like stick to that plan.
Yeah, that's
Could-
why fight
Yeah.
with your reach. Use your length.
And
You
then
have
when
what-
Andy Ruiz got back up, Joshua landed a straight right hand jab and stunned him. And then his dumbass went inside for some reason, which was Andy Ruiz's whole game plan.
Yeah, I honestly thought this was gonna be the boxer versus the swarmer boxer.
Swagger.
In a way, I thought he was really gonna keep him like at arm's length. So I think that's the best game plan to take the next fight. But I mean, Andy already knows he can hurt him. You probably knew that before the fight, but like once you do it, you're like, fuck. Like it comes to fruition, so he knows that. So it's gonna be a tough fight for Joshua for sure.
Right.
It's like more mental now than anything else.
Yeah. He needs to isolate himself from everybody right now. From his promoter, from his trainer, from his, if he has a girlfriend or anything, leave yourself, stay away for a month or two and just digest everything. Leave yourself alone and just come to your senses with how you got here in the beginning.
Yeah, they said they already activated the rematch clause, right? So it's gonna happen in November, December, in the UK.
Yeah.
I think my whole thing is like, I feel like it'll be hard for Andy Ruiz to win again. And I'm not trying to discredit him, but how many times have we seen before where it's just like the champ loses and he comes back and wins?
Yeah.
You know, it happens all the time, and it's just like hopefully this time it's different, especially because you know like seeing Andy Ruiz box, it was like damn,
Yeah.
it's dope seeing that mixture in the heavyweight. You know, I don't want it to go back to Wilder Joshua Fury.
Yeah.
You know, I like this mix up, I like this shake up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping Andy Ruiz could pull off a win again. Part of me doesn't even want a rematch to happen, but like you said, they already activated
Why?
the rematch clause.
Is that why?
Just because
He's gonna
keep
lose.
the
belts.
Yeah, that's why he's gonna keep the belts. Please hold on to them.
It's like, I'm
Yeah,
gonna go,
deep down, like
I
just
want to go to Legends and where I can touch them.
Wow.
you know. But it's like if it happens, it's something I'm down to watch. You know, it's like I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Real
yeah.
quick, we're going to spend 10 seconds on this. Charlo Harrison. Harrison pulled out, right?
Yeah.
Through injury. What do you think?
I think I'm okay with it just because when Charlo beats Harrison, I want Harrison to be at 100%.
Look at this guy. Look at this
I'm keeping it
guy.
I'm keeping it 100 too. It's like I didn't want to accuse Harrison.
All right,
comes
enough
in-
about Charlo for today.
Time's up.
Oh, one of these days, man. One of these days, you're gonna see the light. You're gonna see the light.
See
You're
the
gonna see the
light.
light.
If he beats Harrison
Man.
and he stops crying in the press conferences,
I mean, he already beat him once, but we all know how these judges. We're just talking about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
the audacity of this guy.
That's my bias coming out there. Just let it go. It's fine.
I'll ask you guys this question. You guys probably don't have the answer, but I'll ask you guys this opinion. Did you guys
Google?
do you guys think that Anthony Joshua underestimated Andy Ruiz?
Yeah.
Of course.
Hell yeah.
He was in training for Andy Ruiz. He was training for Big Baby Miller.
Mm-hmm. To me, when I think Chris told me that he handed him the belts so he can see him, I was like, I know you're a nice guy, but I was like, dude, you don't do that. I don't know. To me, like, you just gave him extra motivation.
I know. You saw it looking at it like, damn, I want these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that played in Andy Ruiz's favor, the
Yeah.
fact that he's so nice. Because Anthony Joshua didn't come into this fight angry. You see
Right.
his opponents normally trash talk him. Oh, look at this
Mhm.
pretty boy, privileged guy. Andy Ruiz didn't say shit.
Mm-hmm.
He said it in his nicest voice, I'm going to become the world heavyweight champion, right? That's all he said, but
It's just not even that.
Yeah.
Andy Ruiz has nothing to lose.
Yeah, had nothing to lose, bro. And everything to gain. And he did.
Where does this leave the heavyweight division for you guys, Chris?
Well, here you go. This is my number one.
Team Fury? Yikes.
You guys go back some episodes. I told you Anthony was number 3.
Yeah. What do you want me to give you?
Do you guys still, do you guys still want Wilder and Joshua to happen?
everybody wants it to
Yeah,
happen.
that's
Nah,
still-
It has to happen, dude.
Still,
doesn't matter. Like,
Has to
Pacquiao was
happen.
knocked out before he
Yeah,
fought Mayweather.
exactly.
Nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah.
He still paid for it.
And I think that's one of the things that bugged me a lot about this past weekend, where everybody was just like, damn, the mega fight is ruined. And I was like, no, it's not. It's just
not.
like,
Dude, and not to cut you out, but dude, finally we're gonna have a mega fight in this Friday. It took 20 years, and Undertaker's gonna fight Goldberg, dude. See how long it takes?
Mhm.
so it's like, I still want it to happen. I'm pretty sure all the boxing fans want it to happen. I think it's just like casual in a way,
Mhm.
where they emphasize. I think you talked about this last time I was here. I think it was like for the Garcia Spence fight, where it's like we put such an emphasis on the zero,
Mhm.
and it's just like you look at great fighters, and it's just like a lot of them lost.
Yeah.
It's just this whole blueprint. Mayweather went 49-0, so it's just like we have this stigma stuck in our mind where it's just like they need to go undefeated and be considered a great,
Mhm.
and that's not the case.
Or to make the money.
Or to make the money, and it's like that's not the case. Great fighters lost all the time. They've been knocked out. They've
And trust
been
me,
knocked out.
I was thinking about this too after the next day, and I was just thinking of Julian Williams.
Yeah, perfect example. It was just like how many people cut him off. It was just like, oh, he's never gonna get back. He's
And,
never
that's,
gonna make it back.
and if you listen to what Julian Williams said, he said, I'd cut off everybody, like all my groups, like everybody from social media, from my family and friends. That's what Joshua needs to do, cut off everybody, dude.
Yeah.
It's like regroup, come back even stronger than you were before, and prove people that it was like I had, Andy Ruiz fought a great fight. I had a bad night. That was the outcome. Mad respect to him, but I'm here now. And
Yeah.
go from there.
I think the best of Anthony Joshua is still to come. I feel like this is really going to motivate him to really dig deep and work on some of the things he probably did wrong. And yeah, I know this is cliche. We say this, we hear this in boxing. You learn more from your losses, but it is true. Like,
And I feel like this fight gave an example for everybody to reflect as you being a professional boxer. I feel like it wakes up every single boxer to not take a fight for granted.
yeah. I think this makes all the other guys, the contenders in the heavyweight division, a little bit hungrier.
Not just heavyweight, I'm talking about every single
Oh, yeah.
division.
Yeah.
It's
The
like,
three biggest stars in the sport today all have losses.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Canelo lost, Pacquiao has many losses, and now Anthony Joshua
Loma
has his
one,
loss.
yeah.
Lomachenko, if you want to throw him in there, has a loss. So I think this is a good example, especially for those younger guys coming up. Like, it's okay to lose, man. Look, Anthony
just don't lose
Joshua's
too much, Obviously, it's not.
What is
Come
it?
on,
that didn't
bro.
come out right.
Come on, it is okay to lose, but don't go on a 5-fight losing streak. At that point, I'm just fighting you off, dude.
5-18.
Let them hands go,
No,
boy.
but look, Anthony Joshua's going to be all right. He's still going to make 30,
Oh, yeah.
40, 50 million in his next fights. Like, it's all right, dude.
But
If
the
people
money's not
wanna-
gonna feel
if
right.
people want to watch you fight, they're going to pay to watch you fight. They're going to pay
Yeah.
for a ticket. They're going to subscribe or whatever.
They start paying for Amir Khan, bro. You think they ain't gonna pay for Anthony Joshua? Come on.
Do people still pay for him?
Yeah,
He's fighting next month.
He's like, I did.
yeah, I did. I saw that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, it was bad. I don't know.
Bro, there was
So
a
by
stream.
people, you mean you?
You know, I hear Kill Brook is still a big household name over there.
Oh, my
It is what it is.
Getting me started on those guys, man. Those British. Shout out to the Brits, man.
Yeah,
Hey.
shout out to the Brits, man. They're
See me
keeping
rocking
boxing
the
alive.
shirt.
Yeah, no, definitely boxing is way more popular over there in good old England.
I don't know if more popular, but definitely more passionate.
Yeah, more
Oh, yeah.
passionate, more support.
Yeah.
More support. For
what's
sure.
culture? They have, like I told you, they got a set day in Premier League called Boxing Day, right? So
I think fans are very niche. You know, it's like they want
Mhm.
wins and they want big wins, and by
Yeah.
a very cool fashion. They don't want fights to go to distance. They don't
Mhm.
care about any of that. They just want knockouts.
Yeah.
You know,
my
Yeah.
biggest beef from all this is Deontay Wilder, honestly.
right? He played all his cards right.
Yeah, he did, but because when was the last time somebody announced their fight 3 weeks after they just got done with a fight? And not only that, when was the last time somebody actually announced their second fight when they haven't even fought their
What-
first fight?
And
Yeah.
on top of that, he announced his second fight.
That's what I'm
the
just.
rematch
yeah.
before Joshua's
Yeah.
fight as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And to me, I give him respect for that because it's just like you may look at it, that's dirty, that's shady.
It
you know?
is.
And it's like,
It's all variables to that.
I mean, you could say that it is, but it's like Wilder's, building his brand, building his
Yes.
name.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, as much as you may discredit and hate the guy, it's like, I think he played all his cards right, as you agreed earlier, where it was just like, if he would have signed on to the zone deal back when it was offered the 100 million, he would have had the defense.
120.
120. He would have had the defense against Brazil. And then next one was a 1-on-1 with Joshua, obviously.
Mhm.
Now that wouldn't be happening because Joshua now has to have the rematch
Mhm.
against
Reese.
Reese.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like now Wilder has to fight another opponent. So like the sole reason he signed on to the zone is not happening. So he stayed with PBC even though I think he's claiming he's a free agent now.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's fighting Ortiz, which was probably one of the best fights of 2018.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't want to get too ahead, but I mean, if it's competitive, the second
He's
match
getting
could be,
knocked out.
Yeah, he's
he's getting knocked out.
He's
It's gonna be the
knocked
same
out.
thing as Stavern. He went the distance
He's
with Stavern.
older.
Wait, the
He's
Ortiz?
older.
Wait, who's getting knocked out?
Ortiz.
Ortiz
is
is
getting
Oh yeah,
getting
he's,
knocked out.
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Oh yeah.
He's
Yeah.
older now.
Yeah.
I've seen him lose a few steps. I don't think he's the same. Can he land a punch? Of course, anybody can. But
So what you guys think
don't know.
about Al Heyman? What is he thinking that, damn, my man Andy Ruiz just beat Joshua?
Man, that's crazy. I didn't think about that until like it happened, because I was just absorbing everything.
State
but then
of shock.
I was like, holy shit! Like I was like, Al Heyman has all
PBC belts.
the titles.
I feel like
Pretty much has the monopoly,
He has the-
except for that rematch
What do you call
clause.
it? The Thanos hand? What do
the
you call it?
gauntlet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has the gauntlet.
He's
dude.
trying to find a way to get Andy Ruiz away from
Yeah.
that rematch clause at this.
Yeah.
He's just like, how can I get my
I
guy
know.
out
He's
of
gonna
here?
get all his
I
lawyers
know.
on it. Bro.
that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Look at
'cause-
all the heavyweight contenders
Yeah.
he has on PBC.
Yeah.
That's what I thought because it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if Reese doesn't win that rematch,
Yeah.
then you're back to the same.
It's like try to get one of the gogoverning bodies
Hold
to
on.
force the mandatory.
I actually told this to Chris Gio. Imagine if we're leading up to the fight with Andy Ruiz versus Joshua, and then Reese gets injured.
Of course,
Oh yeah, that would be.
of course.
Wouldn't be surprised.
blessing in
In a,
disguise.
in a
Ain't
way,
God
in a
good.
way, Reese is a little bit more valuable than Wilder. It's 4 titles, 3 major ones, Mexican American. That
He's
pay,
the man right now.
Yeah. He's the
man right now,
He
bro.
is the
He is.
man right
Yeah.
now.
Like if Hispanic
I don't
people
see
were-
Wilder on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Come on, man. Till this day,
He
I
ain't,
still
getting,
haven't seen
he
him.
ain't getting a limo sent to us out. He don't got
Come
no
on,
endorsement
man.
with Snickers, bro.
Real.
Come on, there's levels to this.
Come on,
Yep.
man. This is what one night could do for you.
My boy grew like
Crazy.
400,000 followers overnight.
you put that twist
That's
on
an
him.
overnight celebrity right there, man. Shit.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, so I'm saying like I really want Reese to go on a run with the belts. That's just like
Yeah.
it'll be amazing, dude. Just
They do put him in there with Ariola. Shoot.
because it's like I never thought like
No,
Is it
but
no?
we had this conversation. Oh, I want Chris Ariola to fight Andy Ruiz.
Mm-hmm.
Ariola-
Slugfest.
Ariola gonna go
That would be a-
second,
oh.
second round knockout by Ariola and shit.
All right.
Man.
But
Yeah.
Just-
Unpopular opinion though. I thought it was not a good stoppage.
Ah.
I don't know. What'd you think?
I was a little confused at first when he stopped it.
I was confused.
I was very, and I was just like, I saw the replay and it's like I was trying to justify it. In a way, I could see why he did it. You
Yeah.
know, but at the same time, I was like, Joshua at first, he was like, what, why? And then he eventually was like, you know what, I'm not going to fight this.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe I'm thinking maybe he knew something was off. I think there was one of the rounds where he looks at his corner. He's like, "Why am I feeling like this?"
That's what I heard. I didn't hear that part. I heard it after the fact.
Yeah. So I'm just like, at that point, it's just like, if you look at Joshua's situation, it's like, yes, he was down against Klitschko, but he was down twice in round 3, and then he didn't look the same after that. And then
that's where I want to talk about that third round, second knockdown by Andy Ruiz to Joshua. To me, that was the biggest moment because you could see Joshua
that
is
was
looking
a
at
knockout right there.
Yeah, you could see Joshua was looking at the referee like, stop it.
That was long.
When he looked at his referee, he's like going like this, like, aren't you gonna do something?
No.
It was like Joshua wasn't the same. He was like. And at that point, it's like when you're never put in that situation, and it's not even just in boxing in general, when you're sure you're caught off guard and you're like, damn, I still got to keep doing this. You're not right. You know, at that point.
You ever been knocked out?
Huh? Yeah, in middle
playing
school,
soccer.
I got jumped.
Oh, jump. No, like just in general.
No, man.
No, but yeah, like
that's not the same, dude.
No,
it's not the same. Getting head butted on your head.
Nah,
punch is a punch.
No.
No, like I've gotten like knocked out like playing basketball. You know, like I've gotten pushed to the point where I hit my head and I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to play again. I'm just kind of like, I'm done. You know. So it's like,
I'm done.
In that situation, Joshua was just kind of like, oh shit, you know. So looking back at the stoppage, I'm like, yeah, he didn't look right. I still feel like at the time of the stoppage, that knockdown, those combinations, I don't think it was worth it. But
you can tell
these are all assumptions, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell. Oh, he did this, he did that. They're all assumptions. The fact is, he replied twice, and he said yes, right? Let me tell you this: if Andy Ruiz would have been in Anthony Joshua's shoes, everybody would have been complaining right now. If the referee asks Andy Ruiz, "Do you want to continue?" and he says yes. And he asks him again, "Do you want to continue?" He says, "Yes, I'm ready to go." And the referee says, "Fuck that. No, you're not." Wave it off. Everyone be like, "What the fuck? Why you do that?" You know, let him fight. He's a warrior, blah, blah, blah. You know, but I think because it happened to the superstar, you know, the underdog is beating him. Everyone's like, fuck it, dude, let him have it. You know, but I thought it was a bad stoppage. I was confused as well. The referee had Anthony Joshua's mouthpiece in his hand the whole time. I thought he was just waiting to call the corner, tell him put some water on it here, put it back in his mouth, but he was just like,
I thought the referee did Joshua a favor to stop the fight.
See, everybody's saying that. These are all assumptions.
Yeah, you know what? Hold on.
Saying
you know what I learned in business? Assumption. It makes that an ass of you and me. Ass you and me.
When you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Yes. A lot of people are assuming, oh, look at his body language. Oh, Andy Ruiz would have finished him. How the fuck do you know that?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of confused. Like, what favor did he do Joshua?
And these are the times when Gio watches a fight.
To me, I mean, I feel like these refs are been in the game for a long time. They know all those little things that fighters do. If you spit out a mouth guard,
that's a better move, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a better move. But
like, what he's doing.
A ref knows that, like, he's trying to buy a little bit more time. I get that. But dude, you already got knocked down 4 times in a fight.
And what's the process when you're spitting out your mouth?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Obviously, you're a veteran, but why are you doing that?
To me, there was a lot of time.
And you're buying time because you're about to be done.
In the second knockdown in the third round, because the full third round is actually on the Zone's YouTube channel, so I watched it like a shitload of times. In that second knockdown, between the time that Anthony Joshua hits the canvas and the fight resumes, there's fucking 20 seconds that pass by. So I thought the ref was already doing a bad job.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of that third round, he gave Anthony Joshua exactly 20 seconds to recover.
Yeah.
Because in that video, Joshua goes down at the 307 mark and he gets up they start fighting again at 327. So 20 seconds passed by. So I think Joshua got a little overconfident. He said, this guy's giving me all the time in the world, so I'm going to take my time. I'm going to chill in the corner, wait for his instructions. And when he responded, right? He responded. So at that point, it's like, why are you ignoring the fighter twice? He told you twice that he wanted to continue.
It's just A-side level politics.
Yeah, with me, I saw him. He had his hands on the corner. You're supposed to step up to the ref and show him your hands, and he kind of hesitated a little bit. So that's that. Refs have like split seconds to decide what to do. And
he
if
had
you
25 seconds to decide. Let me tell you this, though, because you've gone on record saying this. Do you think that Meldrick Taylor against Julio Cesar Chavez was an unfair stoppage? You said yes many times, right?
I said yes many times because of the
because of all the other shit.
Aftermath.
All the other shit.
At that moment,
that shouldn't matter.
At that moment, you are correct. That was a good stoppage.
Because he didn't respond, right?
Yeah, he looked away.
He never responded.
So yeah, to me, I just say that.
In this case, he responded twice. So
yeah.
That was my opinion. I know it's an unpopular one. I know nobody cares because Andy Ruiz won, but I thought I would have rather see Andy Ruiz stop him for real, real. And they probably wouldn't even have asked for a rematch if that happened, if he really knocks him out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the referee did him a favor to stop the fight.
A little bit. So, let's talk about another fight that happened that same night. Had this not happened, that fight would have probably been the fight of the night.
Yeah, Callum Smith looked great.
I was waiting for it.
Oh, goodness. Do you know
You guys even want to spend time on Callum Smith?
Very briefly.
When he was fighting on middleweight.
And he getting worked by Benavidez in like 4 rounds anyways. So it's cool.
Who?
Smith?
He's getting worked by Benavidez?
Yeah, in like 4 rounds.
All
anyway.
right.
Yeah.
I wasn't impressed by Callum Smith. He looks slow to me. And he's fighting on middleweight. I mean, this guy's like 5 inches shorter than you. We know in Dom, right? He's going to keep getting up regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not a 168-pound fighter.
No.
And he is older, too.
Yeah.
So I wasn't impressed.
It was a nice
It was a good knockout.
It was a show out, you know.
Yeah,
Like you said,
yeah, it was good.
Joshua came out. He came out over here. So it was,
I mean, for many people, this is the first time you see Callum Smith, right?
Right.
This is like the first time that he gets to see his skills. I mean, he's a tall guy, lengthy guy. He's gonna give any guy that's small problems. He has pretty good timing. A lot of those that left hook that landed, it's lightning quick.
And it's like, anyway, it was kind of a tune-up fight too as well. If you want to look at it that way, he hadn't fought since I think last for the Super Series, whatever. So it's like it was cool. I wasn't really impressed. I wasn't big on him, you know. It's like I said, I feel like Benavidez is the best at that division. You know.
We were watching this fight, right, Chris, with Anthony Sims Jr. So we were just like,
Hey, he's
a little-
tall.
Yeah,
Anthony Sims is tall, but Callum Smith is fucking
he's a mountain,
long. Pause. But he's tall, man. He got some length.
the mountain and the hound.
What you guys think? Before we get to the fight that you guys were talking about, what you guys think about Joshua Kelly?
Joshua.
He was the first fight.
Okay, with
I didn't even watch
Ray Robinson.
Yeah.
I saw that one in Spurs because I was.
Just no. You,
I think I had it in the background. I didn't really watch it.
yeah,
I thought Josh Kelly started off really well. Boxing very nice. I think it's very eye-catching when you have your hands down and then you pick your shots. But then towards the middle rounds, he started losing it a little bit. He wasn't as
He
active.
didn't have the firepower.
Yeah, that's something that we talked about. He doesn't have that punch, that knockout power. He does have skills. He's eye-catching. But yeah,
So
he
what
just
was
didn't.
the outcome of this fight?
A draw.
For
A draw.
those of
It was
us
a
who
draw.
didn't watch it.
It was a draw. My whole thing
I think
is
I
like,
may have watched it. Actually.
my whole thing
I
with
don't
that is
fucking
just
remember.
like I saw Eddie Hearn talking about him so much and promoting him so much. So it was the first time I was actually gonna tune in and see him. You know, I did some info on him and like, okay, I'm interested. You know, it's like the card looks good. I saw him and I wasn't impressed at all. So I'm just like, with all the talent in boxing and all the young talent, I was just like, I don't think this guy's gonna make it for you know, like you said,
He's British, right?
Yeah, he's British.
Of course.
Yeah, so he's very remarkable. He's a good-looking guy,
Yeah.
lots of
Oh
skills.
my
He's
god!
very marketable,
no,
yeah.
Relax.
No, very.
No, like I agree.
No,
I
no.
see where he's coming from. Yeah. So it was like I saw it and it was like you said. I ain't gonna say it again. But
You guys both have girlfriends, right?
Yeah.
Right, just to make it clear.
We're
Yeah.
comfortable with
So
our
it was like-
sexuality.
yeah.
You weren't before.
So
Check
good-looking
back
guy,
episode 10.
It's just like young, So I was saying like, okay, I could see where they're maybe going with this guy. I saw the fight. He started off kind of strong, slowed down a lot, and then I was like, at what point do you draw a line where it's like, okay, he's very good on the defensive end, but he's not doing much on the offensive end.
Yeah.
So I saw it when they announced the draw, I wasn't even surprised, and I was just like, if this is how he's fighting every night, it's not something that I'm looking forward to.
It's not gonna be enough.
Yeah, it's not
When
gonna be enough. He's lacking that back there.
Yeah.
See, it's because with boxing, a lot of times you have to look for these fights, right? I'm pretty sure you're not gonna look for the next Kelly fight.
Yeah.
Josh Kelly, like, come on.
Yeah, but
I mean, he showed a lot of promise, but then it's like, there's this extra that he didn't show in this fight, and he should have showed it. No disrespect to Ray Robinson, he's a good fighter, but
Cool name.
it's
reminds me of another Ray Robinson.
right. But it just, yeah, it wasn't enough, and it's one of those fights where if you want to go to the next level, you're supposed to take care of business very and
Yeah, and this was
Make
a
it-
good, just a good place, good platform to showcase your skills, right? Like
Yeah.
Callum Smith, he did well, even though we weren't impressed.
Yeah.
But I think that's
Mecca of
important.
boxing,
Yeah, it's important for the young guys to say, hey, MSG, New York, everybody's watching. Well, I wasn't, but I wasn't watching
I
that.
don't know if you guys saw, but it was like this was the third most watched fight on the zone.
Oh yeah,
Behind
the
it,
third.
behind the two Canelo fights, Fielding and Jacobs.
Ah.
Which to me, I thought that. I mean, I think the viewers were still a little bit under 600,000. which isn't a lot, but like I said, the zone is a new platform. People are barely catching on. So I thought that was, impressive, especially considering Joshua's first fight.
Yeah.
In the U.S., I was so used to seeing Joshua at 2:30 p.m.
Yeah.
2 o'clock. So
Yeah.
seeing him at 7, I was just like, is this really happening right now? Like, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good numbers considering you didn't have like a big Hispanic name attached to it, right? So
now you do, though.
Yeah, now you do. Right. Man. Crazy.
But yeah, on paper this was supposed to be a very good card, right? But I had it on in the background, honestly. Even the women's fight, which I'm sure you guys will talk about it, I had it on in the background, really.
That was a scrap.
The
Katie Taylor fight.
Oh, did you watch that fight?
I had it on in the background.
Did you see that
I
fight?
saw that fight. I tuned in at the third round. Second and third round.
Okay.
Let me tell you this, man. Every time I looked up, I couldn't tell who Katie Taylor was.
Because of the shorts, right? It was just like, I had very similar color shorts.
I had never seen her box before, I don't think so. I don't recall.
No.
This was the first time, but it's like when you mention the word undisputed.
Exactly.
I'm tuning in. you know?
When I heard that, every time I looked up, I saw one girl backing up the other girl the whole time. So I'm like, Katie Taylor's dominating.
You're like, that must be
And
Katie
it
Taylor.
was actually the opposite.
It was the
Yes.
opposite.
It was the opposite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I'm looking at this fight. I'm like, I'm just like Katie Taylor, and I'm just like, she got like what three belts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, oh, she gonna win this,
Yeah.
It's just like, and then like you mentioned, it was one girl backing up the other, and at first,
she was tough, man.
Yeah.
Because when she was coming in, she was eating shots.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But she kept coming forward.
And I'm just so is it Pearson?
So this
Persoon?
so her
Persoon?
name is Delfine Persoon.
Persoon. There you go.
And she was what, 43-1 at the time?
She has like only one loss in
Yeah.
2010, 2011. So let's talk a little bit about her. She is a Belgian professional boxer. She's a cop. She's a cop as well.
Dope.
Tough.
Yeah.
Dope.
And something that they were saying about the beginning about Taylor's, like, she usually doesn't lose a single round, not even a minute of a round.
I think she's like has so many gold medals.
Yeah,
Competed in so many competitions.
Yeah, she's like the darling
Yeah.
female, darling woman of boxing. So she's
Of course,
like,
the zone called her the #1 pound for pound female.
you know.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
know
how it goes.
I think they had Joshua #1 for a cool minute.
Yeah, you probably have Andy Ruiz now. Oh wait, he's not the zone.
so in retrospect, people thought, okay, she's this other champion, she's gonna put up a fight, but not in Taylor's league, and so people thought, she was gonna run off with, based on skills, based on all that, all her pedigree, but no, dude.
Yeah,
Persoon was tough, bro. Like it
She
was
badass, man.
it was more heart and grit and overworking, over hustling, the more talented technical fighter in Taylor.
Is there gonna be a rematch? Do you guys know?
Dude, I don't know.
Probably not, huh?
Probably not, because did you see the after the fight?
She did.
She did, bro.
Yeah.
She was
Oh,
crying.
the other one, huh?
I
Yeah,
didn't even.
she
I felt
left.
so
saw
bad.
that.
I
'cause, like,
felt bad.
I was watching the fight. Obviously it's like I started late, so I was trying to like card the fight. But it's really hard when you don't watch the first 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going based. I'm seeing like a lot of people that follow on Twitter talking about like Persoon putting up a really good fight.
Envy Frankie P.
MVP, quality content, 24/7. It is what it is.
Round by
He
round.
said the same little speech last time, huh?
Yeah,
this
he
one got
has
ready.
Yeah, it's consistency, bro. You got
Waiting
just
for presses play in a day.
He's been practicing that shit.
It's like, I get this right. He's looking at the mirror. I get this right.
So I'm already thinking like at the end of the fight, I'm just like, oh, Persoon won this fight. She won 6 out of 10 rounds. But then I also follow up that tweet with like, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to a draw or they give it to Katie Taylor.
Yeah.
But I didn't mean that shit, dude. I just said that as a precautionary.
So
yo.
you don't tweet.
That's
You don't mean what you tweet.
I
You
just
don't
said that
tweet
as
what
like,
you
yeah,
mean?
she gonna win, but I wouldn't be surprised as like
Yeah.
in case I get it wrong.
Yeah.
So when I got it wrong, I was shook. I was mad. I was
You
like,
gotta have your card and then the politics.
yeah,
card, bro. Like,
exactly. And I put them all together. I was like, I'm just gonna throw out my politics card just so
Yeah.
I don't look wrong, at this
Yeah.
point. So
I
when they-
wasn't surprised, dude, to be honest,
Mhm.
at the scorecards, because she is the woman, right?
yeah, the girl, the champ.
She is the woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every time I glanced up at the TV, I saw her being backed up. She was landing good punches,
Yeah.
but it just seemed like
They were fighting
Persoon was
Persoon's fight.
out hustling her and frustrating her.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some funky looking scorecards.
Mm-hmm.
They were really fun.
Yeah, I agree with Frankie. I had a 6-4 for Persoon, and I was like, at worst it could be a draw.
At worst,
Yeah.
yeah, that was
At
was
worst.
Like, oof.
I was like,
Yeah.
at worst it could be a draw. But then again, I was like, no, boxing politics, man. Like because when you heard the first scorecard by Diamante, you heard him say draw.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's not gonna be a draw then, because if it was gonna be a draw,
They
they
would
would
have
have.
said two.
Yeah. So I was like, it's gonna go one way, and there's only one way it could go for Taylor, just because.
She's the champ. She's the girl.
Yeah. But dude, it was crushing because.
She left crying, and
Yeah,
it's just
dude.
like I felt bad because it was like she fought her heart out, you know,
To
bloodshed and tears on that ring.
Yeah,
and
dude,
she's not repaid for it. It's like
That's not just a fighter. That's a champ. She she had a belt. Like she had multiple titles. So I was just like, man, she fought her heart out on national television. She obviously had lesser skills, but it was the work rate that she was doing that gave Katie such problems that she had to fight her fight. And she was getting. They both show so much heart, but this one you could tell she's been through something in her life for her to fight that well against an Olympic gold medalist, and that's crushing, man. That was crushing because she brought up a lot of good things from Taylor that I'm sure no other fighter that she's previously fought has brought out in her. So
and I was shook because it's like the last women's fight I saw before this one was the Clarissa Shields.
oh yeah,
Yeah, so it's like I was at a Dodger game and I was like, you know, I gotta tune in for this fight, and it wasn't what I expected.
yeah, oh, yeah.
Same here.
Yeah,
I think that's why I didn't pay attention.
Yeah,
to this
so
one that
looking
much.
at this fight, I'm just like, I thought this was gonna be like that fight where it's gonna be like kind of like one-sided, just very tactical. So I'm seeing these girls like brawl and scrap, and I'm just like, oh, there's no way.
Yeah, this wasn't a boxing fight. This is a boxing match. This is a fight.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm like, there's no way this card could get any better than this.
Oh man.
You know, and it's just like I'm looking back, and I'm just like, as soon as she stepped out the ring, like usually I give a lot of fighters shit whenever they don't interview after. It's like, nah, man, like you fought, you lost, you gotta stay in, give your comments, pay your respects, and dip.
Yeah.
You know, but with her, when she dipped, I was like, you know what, I don't even blame you.
Yeah, I can't be mad.
You know, I can't be mad. It's like she was crying out the tunnel, and it's just like, if I was in that situation, anybody would. It's like you're heartbroken. You know, it's like how can you fight your heart out and then not see the decision go your way, knowing damn well you won. You were the better fighter that day.
Yeah, I completely agree, man.
Yeah, if I would have watched this fight before the Clarissa Shields Lady Hammer fight, I would have tuned in, right? But after that fight, the Clarissa Shields fight, I was like,
You lost hope.
it's probably the first full women's fight that I watched, and it wasn't for me.
Yeah,
So that's why I think I just had this one in the background, even though it looked like a very good fight.
dude, it was a great fight, and that's the thing when it comes to hype, right? In boxing, you can hype something so much, and then it doesn't live up to the bill. But this one, obviously, we just knew Katie Taylor. We didn't really know who she was fighting. We just know it's a showcase fight for Katie Taylor. So there's not a lot of expectations other than Katie's gonna run through whoever she's fighting, and then having not a lot of expectations, then you get treated to this. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, and that's like one thing that I really enjoy about about the zone. You know, it's just like a couple of months back they had like the Amanda Serrano fight. I'm not sure if you guys remember where she like I think it was like her 7th division winning a title or something like that. So like before the zone, it was like I really wasn't that much invested in the women's side of boxing. And you know, it's like even though I'm not watching like the contenders, it's just like tuning in for the title fights. It's kind of like in a way like eye opening to me. You know, because it's like the girls could fight. Yeah. You know, if I step in there with any, they'll beat my ass. I'm being dead ass, like, you know. So it's just like, it's dope seeing like this prominent rise in women's sports. Not even just in boxing, but in general. You know, like that's another topic, but it's dope. You know, shout out the Zone for giving them a platform on a really big card.
Yeah, one of the Gio's favorite fighters at the fights that we call Allstar Boxing is like Laura Ruiz, and
she's coming, right?
Yeah, she's coming. We just gotta set up a date, but yeah, she's.
I think they said they were available for this Friday. We'll try to make it happen. Real quick, too, another man said he was available next week. You guys have seen him before here on our show. Should I tell him? I'll save it to the end. But yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, like what a reason. So just a lot of beast, technically sound, just a word in there. Always looking to impress the crowd, and this was what if they had a show of fight to show the public. I wish I could have been this one instead of the Clarissa Shields, Lady Hammer. Even though they're both still very good fighters, just the styles.
Styles make boxing, styles make fights. You know, and this was it.
So, do we disagree with the scorecards?
I do.
Yes, right.
I do. Yeah.
So, worst case scenario for Persoon, draw.
Worse, yeah. And
Worse.
Even then, that's reaching.
Yeah.
To me, even then, that's reaching. It's just like, okay, I can see why, because Katie Taylor's, you know.
Yeah.
She's a champ, but even then, that's like, nah, it's still going on a limb.
Yeah.
This was like they went on a limb and some.
Yeah. You guys gonna call me the comparison king, but
of course. Here we go. I'm ready for it.
Did you guys remember watching Devon Alexander and Tim Bradley when they fought in their primes?
They fought in their primes.
Yes.
I've seen
Did
it.
they
On,
have primes? No.
I've seen the replays. I didn't watch it
So
live.
that was a time where Devon was like highly
The
touted.
great.
Great, yes, he had that moniker, and he just had much more skills, and Tim Bradley just had more heart, and he just outworked him. It was one of those fights just like that, where you could tell the other guy had more skills, but this guy's just beating him to the punch, throwing more punches, more volume, better all around, and so this is one of those fights.
I thought you were gonna lead up to Alexander being knocked out.
Oh,
he was stopped and his
You want to talk about that?
weekend. No, I didn't watch it,
Did you
but I
guys
saw
watch
the
it?
knockout.
I
saw
saw the
the knockout.
highlights. Yeah, man,
Crazy.
it's not the year for the Alexander brothers, bro.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I would like to see that rematch, honestly, between Katie Taylor and Persoon.
Yeah.
What's her name? Carmen?
I thought you were talking about
Carmine Persoon? Carmen Persoon?
Delfine.
Delfine
Delfine Persoon.
Persoon.
I would like to see that rematch.
I wanna
Not
see what-
Devin Alexander against Timothy Bradley.
I was about
Not
to say that.
one.
I was looking at you like, I want to see that. I was like, damn, no, we a little 10 years too late for that.
Yeah, I would like to see that fight again, just because I'm pretty sure Katie knows that. I'm not gonna say she feels like she lost, but she knows it was extremely close.
Yeah, but for some reason, you never see them happen again. Like, do you
Yeah.
think Jaime Munguia is going to give Dennis Hogan a rematch?
Oh,
Of course not,
no.
right? So I'll be shocked if that fight happens again.
I mean, but Dennis
he
Hogan
deserves it.
Dennis Hogan wasn't a title holder.
Title.
This
That
Delfine
famous term.
Delfine was one, so
Yeah.
not a big name. That's the thing with these fighters. Nowadays, like they don't get the attention. They don't get the platforms. I guess you can say these fighters that are just itching to get that opportunity to come out because they're working. These fighters they're training day in and day out, but we don't see that. Especially in these platforms, you just want to give the camera to the names and stuff, right? So the Delfines, the Canchios, the one that beat Machado, these guys they're just ready for the opportunity. The Andy Ruizes, they're just itching for the opportunity to shock, and man, this was a shocker.
The
Yeah.
Tony Harrisons of the
The
world.
Tony Harrisons, yep.
That's still the biggest robbery of us.
Oh wow!
Don't even get me
You
started.
said the R word.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, the Arsenal fan. over here.
Ankle injury, man. I'm serious. I'm serious, man. Shout out Tony Harrison, though. Good guy, man.
Good guy, man.
Yeah, but before we move on, I want to promote the Allstar Boxing Show. I know we talked about it last week. By the time people will listen to this, it's probably too late. But you guys can catch those fights live on Facebook, Allstar Boxing and MMA. Hopefully you tune in, man. I know you're probably going to be watching The Zone, right? Triple G maybe get a knockout, first round knockout.
Whoa. You never know, man.
You never know.
It's boxing.
Right.
I never
No,
fighting
I know.
anybody.
I know.
I know.
We
He's
also
gonna
got
get a
that
knockout.
Oscar Valdez,
This is not the heavyweight division, all right?
This is not the
I am not
heavyweight
giving him a
division.
puncher's chance. But yeah, All-Star Boxing, June 8th, Saturday, right?
Mhm.
What are we looking at right now?
So we're looking
8
at-
fights?
1, 2, 3, 4, 8 fights.
8 fights. It looks like Commerce Casino. It's going to be live on Facebook. Like I said, All-Star Boxing and MMA. We would love to interact with all the people. Last time was actually the time I had the most fun. I think because everybody was just commenting about everything
Yeah, man.
and anything.
Yeah.
Random stuff about the fights, giving us props.
Give us props.
I'm just kidding. I don't know about the last part, but no, it was fun.
Is that when you had Munguia commentating a fight with you guys?
I think that was the time before.
That
Yeah.
time before? Oh, alright.
Yeah, this is the time where who was the guy from Creed? too?
Rocky, what's his name?
Oh.
Drago Jr. What's his
Drago
name?
Jr.
Sylvester Stallone? Nah.
His
His brother was there.
Oh, nice.
He's always there, right?
It was interesting to see both of them in the ring.
right.
Like your brother was in the movie and this guy was in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty interesting. But yeah,
Florian Montague. He's the guy that played Ivan Drago's son.
he's from Romania, right?
Victor Drago.
is that
I think
correct?
that's his name.
Victor Drago. There you go. So yeah, we always have some good celebs, coming through. Definitely try to get them on the table this time around. So yeah, 8 fights with some of the names there. Arthur Sakian, who's looking to extend his little comeback. It's been scoring some big knockouts, right? Just recently, Gio.
Two knockout win streak.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Anytime you come back from a loss and you just score 2 pretty quick knockouts,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. That just guarantees that he's gonna come back and fight as soon as possible. But yeah, this Saturday, June 8th, Commerce Casino. You find Gio at the bar. All right. Anything else?
That's all you got?
That's
Damn,
all I
dude.
got, man.
All right, anything you got, Frankie?
Huh?
Game of Thrones? No? Nothing?
Oh, yeah.
Arsenal? No?
Man, you gotta sell the whole team, man.
Sell
Man,
the whole team.
It's not been a good month for Frankie.
Where's your spirit, dude?
Oh wait, but no, before that, bro. Hey, congratulations, man, on graduating.
Thanks, appreciate that one.
Hey.
Hitting Europe in a couple
Throwing
of
up
weeks.
gang
Oh,
signs. Where are you going? fool?
Yeah.
Doing a couple of countries.
That's what Andy Ruiz does, dude. You can
Right.
become heavyweight champion of the
Just
world,
like
and you can just
going
throw up
everywhere,
your hood.
We really
Go to
lit.
Europe. Where are you going?
Going London, Paris, Rome,
Hey.
and Barcelona.
There you go. Damn,
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
I'm there for a weekend, so.
Oh,
Wait, so
Barcelona?
how many days?
It's 15 days.
Okay, we did
Damn,
Well,
this
14
guy's living the
considering-
life.
considering the trouble.
nice. We did about 12. Well,
That time, I don't remember, dude. I wasn't counting the
he's
days.
like, I don't remember.
Yeah.
No, but all those places you named, I did in 2 different trips.
Oh, okay.
You're doing it all at once, so
Yeah.
Man,
dude, grab your energy drinks or
Oh, no.
Snickers. You know,
don't fall asleep. For
I'm
sure.
trying not to sleep too much, you know.
Yeah.
that's how you do it. Oh, that's cool, dude. Which one are you looking forward to the most?
Rome.
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 Yeah, I'm big on Italy, so
The pizza's good.
hopefully the
No,
pasta's
everything was
good.
good. Everything
Yeah.
was good, from my experience. Some people say they don't like some of the stuff, but
I had a friend who she recently did boarding school, I think in Florence or some shit.
Mm.
So she was telling me how she loved Italy. The whole country was amazing. So pretty excited for it.
Yeah, just watch out for them gypsies.
I think you're gonna like London too. London was pretty cool. It was chill. I had no expectations for London.
I
Nice.
kind of don't either. Right now,
Yeah,
I'm
right?
kind of just going.
Like I was just going to watch,
Oh,
the
you pulled up
team.
to a game?
Yeah,
Who they play?
they played West Ham at the London Stadium
nice.
away. So I was like, I'm gonna just go to the game, be in and out, whatever. It's
Uh-huh.
London. Like, what?
For sure was a West Ham win. 4-0. Chicharito scored 2 goals, huh? For sure, dude.
Oh yeah, it was actually the other way around.
all right.
4-0 Liverpool won.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, it was sad. I felt bad for those guys, but yeah, London was pretty cool, man. Paris is cool.
Yeah, I'm actually
Too
gonna
many people.
be in Paris during the quarterfinals of the Women's World Cup. So
Oh, yeah?
I'm actually trying to pull up to a game.
Hey.
There you go.
Looking at like the whole bracket, and it's like USA, like their group is scheduled to play like on a Sunday that I'm there.
Nice.
You should go, dude.
yeah, so I'm
Definitely.
definitely trying to pull up to that.
PSG
man.
Stadium, right? Most likely.
Yeah, I think it.
Or-
Well, there's
'cause they
2
have
games.
2, yeah.
yeah, there's 2.
At
Yeah,
the end?
too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was there for Germany, Northern Ireland.
Oh shit.
Best shit ever, dude.
Yeah, and it's like
Best
Europe, so
fucking
they
experience
go
ever.
crazy for soccer.
Oh, yeah,
so
bro.
I'm trying to be in that atmosphere. So
Yeah.
couldn't go during an
It's
Arsenal.
dope.
I don't even think I would have gone on an Arsenal game. Looking back at it right now with the way the season went, it's like.
Okay, man.
Yeah, dude. I was
I feel you.
I was at the fan zone when he was at the stadium, and dude, like, they're so passionate. Like, even the girls over there, man. We were trying to talk to them. Single me
What?
back in the day. Back in the day, single me, 2016.
I wasn't
And-
there.
And so
Stop
we're trying
putting him-
to talk to them.
And
2016.
D'Angelo Russo over here, man.
2016, boys. 2016.
Tell us more, dude.
And
He's so loud.
Come on.
2016. 2016.
Angelo
And dude,
Russo.
they were more into the game than we were. It's just crazy. Like, it's so
Well,
crazy.
apparently, I was trying to holler, so.
He said he asked for the number. She gave him like 15 digits.
Dude, no, it's so cool. It's a different atmosphere out there, man, for sure. So, dude, just enjoy it, man. Have fun. Drink.
Save some energy for Barcelona, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Wait,
probably
so-
my favorite city.
So, how do you have it broken down?
So I got 2 days in London.
That's the first
Yeah.
stop? Okay.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's how you do
And
it.
then I got 3 in Paris, 4 in
Okay.
Rome, 4 in Barcelona, and then I moved back to London for I think a day and a half.
Oh, okay.
So, broken down.
Dang, so you got the romantic stuff, like, towards the end.
Yeah.
Hey.
That Barcelona beach at the end, trying to hit that.
Hey.
See how it is.
Yeah, they have buses that take you around.
I'm gonna hit
Hey,
y'all
like,
up.
We're going to send you the pictures that we took. You got to
Wait,
try to do the same poses.
What pictures? Oh, okay.
I gotta
okay.
represent.
D'Angelo Russell.
You mean
D'Angelo Russell over here.
You saw, he's like, what pictures of bro?
What
They've
pictures,
been all
dude?
PG. What are you talking about?
Nah, but there's a bus that you pay like 30 euros
Oh, yeah.
and it takes you around the city the whole day, basically.
Yeah.
So you should definitely do that. We did that the whole day, right? From like
Yeah.
8 a.m. to like 7 p.m.
Oh shit. Though.
Yeah.
We almost died, but we
It's-
made it happen,
It's
dude.
an
It's worth
experience,
it.
you know.
Yeah, it's worth it, dude. Shit.
Yeah. It's like, if you don't almost die, did you even...
Did you
I know.
even go?
You didn't even go. dude.
Yeah, you didn't get kidnapped, bro. You didn't go to Euros. Hey, edit that out, yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that should be fun, dude.
Yeah. So y'all ain't tuning into the fights this weekend?
Oh, we're gonna be watching on the app.
On our
Yeah.
phone,
Yeah.
possibly, yeah. Catching knockouts.
I'm sure that the live audience are gonna be telling us, oh,
Yeah.
That's
Shout
how
out
we-
to Sean, man. He
shout out to
always keeps
Sean.
us updated on whatever's happening
Yeah, that's
in the
how we-
world.
that's how we got caught up with Estrada, ¿verdad? Like
Yeah.
last time around, we couldn't
Oh.
be at the forum, but they're like, oh, Gallito Estrada with a shot. I was like, oh,
Shout out to Beat the Count. You know, he gets a shout out every show.
right, he does.
Man, it's a good promo.
Shout out to Chicana.
Yeah, shout out to Lily.
Shout out Lily.
Yeah, that's a lot of Mexican champions right now, man. Again, a big congrats to Andy Ruiz Jr. who made
History.
Made history, man. History. Frankie.
No, just proud of the sport. It's cool. Mexican, obviously we grew up watching a lot of amazing fighters, and it's dope just to see so many now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like we're talking about it. It's like we have so many Mexican fighters that are unified.
Yeah.
Andy Ruiz for one.
Mm-hmm.
It's dope. It's solid, and it's in a good shape. It's a good time.
Mhm.
Good
I just-
shape.
yeah.
I see what you did there.
And I'm just excited, man, for everything. The heavyweight division,
Yeah.
Middleweight division, welterweight division. Like, a lot of, like, these, I don't want to say, like, star divisions, but, like, the divisions that people usually always tune in are in really good standing. So it's nice to see fans, casuals, tuning in.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be a good summer, man, between boxing, soccer, football, Copa America, Copa Oro, Women's World Cup. Man, it's gonna be a good summer.
Yeah, I think that's what I got from this past weekend. People were talking about boxing. Right? It
Yeah.
didn't matter who it was. These basketball people, Stephen A. Smith, or just MMA people were talking about boxing. Everybody was talking about this big upset. And shit, that helps us too.
Yeah, for real. For real, man.
For real,
we
for real.
We got into a little argument with somebody with MMA, right?
With Chris?
On Instagram, somebody was like, "Oh no, Cain Velasquez was the first heavyweight
I
World
saw,
About
champion.
boxing, dog.
We're
no,
like,
we
this
know
is
him.
boxing."
I saw my
He
homie-
actually was there in Barcelona. Remember, my friend.
Oh, that was
pulled
your
up?
homie?
That was him.
Ah,
yeah,
okay,
I know
okay.
him. That's why
My homie threw out a name. He was like, Eddie Guerrero was the first world
Oh
He wins. He wins.
I was like,
That's
man.
it.
But, it's cool.
Gotta close it out with
It's
that.
not false. It's not false.
Boy, pin Brock Lesnar, no way out.
Right?
This guy remembers.
Hey, man, boxing is forever relevant. Wrestling is
For
forever
real.
relevant, bro.
Oh
My
yeah.
boy hit the DX suck it too. I don't know if y'all saw that. Andy
Oh
Ruiz.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw
I'm
that.
telling
Yeah.
you.
When he knocked him down, right?
Yeah, when he
Like,
knocked, I think when he
third
was made
round.
the winner, I think he boom
Yeah.
had Triple H tweeting him. It was dope, man.
He
I'm
got
telling you.
hopped, dude. You saw that hop he did right. I was like, whoa.
My boy,
Agility,
He
son.
got people in the ring.
Oh, when he was hopping?
Agility,
When
yeah.
the
when he
celebrity,
hopped,
yeah.
dude.
What did I say that when that happened? I was like, dude, when you pass a test, you don't study
Yeah,
for it.
that's what it was.
Oh my god, dude. You know, we had our boy Gut from
Oh.
our other podcast,
Oh,
the
he-
Wolfpack Roundtable. He said this guy has lost like 50 pounds, right?
Hmm.
He has the same body type as
Oh
Andy
my
Ruiz. And he says,
goodness.
dude, why have I been losing this weight this whole time? Like for nothing. Look at Andy Ruiz.
That's really
dude.
how a lot of people were feeling too. I've been seeing so many
Right?
Facebook posts that's just like,
my
still hitting the gym. Well, this is the heavyweight champion of the world. And I'm just
real.
Like, man, for real. I was trying to get Europe ready over here. Shit.
Oh my
This guy.
Have me a Big Mac and 10 nuggets today, bro.
Somebody said this, like, a bunch of gorditas gonna go get like their boxing memberships now, dude. Like, hey,
There's only one Andy Ruiz, all right?
There's
guys?
only one Andy.
Hit
Ruiz.
that gym.
You,
Summer's
you,
coming.
you ain't beating Anthony Joshua, all right? You ain't got the hands, so let's keep it real.
Hey, you got the Pacquiao hands,
Yeah, you
right?
got
Like
the
you said.
Pacquiao
Pack your hands. Oh.
Don't be surprised when they start running with that in the media, bro.
Oh my.
Started
Quick.
here first.
I know we're really early on it, but have you guys been seeing like all the fights on that July 20th card?
July 20th. That's a Pacquiao.
Thurman.
Thurman. Tell us more.
Tell us more. Yeah.
Well, I've been seeing like announced fight. You know, it's still early, so obviously there could be like injuries, but they got the Caleb Plant versus Mike Lee,
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
and then they got that the Nigerian prospect heavyweight. He just got
Agba?
Ife?
yeah,
Yeah.
he just got added to it. I think Omar Figueroa Jr. is on it as well. I mean, you know, former welterweight champ. I think Lebnet.
He's still undefeated, right?
Yes, he's still undefeated. I think he has
Yeah.
a draw. I think he has a draw, but I think
Undefeated, bro.
Oh, my fault. Sorry.
People say that about Finito Lopez, huh?
Yeah.
Undefeated. Well, he has a draw.
Well, he has
Bitch,
a draw.
undefeated. He didn't
He hasn't
lose.
lost. Yeah, so I mean,
Are you going?
I want to.
Yeah.
I want to go, but I'm gonna be fresh back from Europe.
Nah,
So
you're
I-
not going.
Yeah, so I'm like, I want to, but I don't think I'm gonna go.
You are not
And
going.
it's like my whole thing with that is like it's looking like a really stacked card. It's supposed to be pay-per-view,
Pay-per-view.
but it's just like at that point I don't even mind buying it. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I pay for bro.
Hey, hit us up.
Pacquiao, man. So
Hit us up.
Shit.
Hit us up. I'll pitch in my 20.
Damn.
Corona, man, just pull up.
Hey.
Coronas. There you go.
Yeah. I'll be there at the Tyson Fury fight
All right, you going next week.
next week. By the time you guys listen to this, it'll be next week. So that should be cool.
I saw
MGM Grand.
when I was
He needs to go to Vegas at least 3 times a year, or else it's not a productive year.
I just did my third trip last week, so it was cool.
Oh,
I'll do 2
shit,
more.
dude. I need to catch up.
Yeah, it was good. That's crazy. I was walking through like the whole T-Mobile, the park area.
Mhm.
They got the whole Tyson Fury, Tom Schwartz billboard fight.
That's good,
promoting.
dude.
Yeah,
I always like seeing that.
Yeah, I mean,
shit
that should
all
make me,
the
that should make
time.
me happy as
That
fuck.
shit is
Yeah,
tight, dude.
especially considering they had like the whole Champions League final. It's just like they had even, but it was cool seeing it.
Say what?
I was gonna ask you, Frankie, when you go to Vegas to see fights, do you go early to them, or do you
I've
enjoy Vegas?
I've actually never had gone to Vegas for a fight.
Oh nah.
Yeah, I have.
Oh dang.
So I want to make it. I really want to go there this year, which was I was hoping.
I
for the-
want to, dude. I really want to. I saw Sean commented and Lily as well that they go early.
I would want to go early.
I want
I don't
to,
want to pull up
dude.
at 12 p.m., 1 p.m. if I can. I'm gonna be in Vegas for like a weekend, so I could do that Friday, Sunday, and then just be at the fight Saturday.
To me, if I do that, I would have to arrive in Vegas on a Thursday. I
Hey,
don't know.
you want that extra
Yeah.
day?
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like you have to.
See,
'cause there's
I'm
so
getting
much to
there
do in
Friday
Vegas.
night.
Right. So like you
And
don't
I'm
want
gonna
to
stay up all night. I'm gonna go to sleep like at 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wake up like at 11. I mean, all I need is 4 hours, right?
See, that's what I do.
I don't think I'm gonna make it out of the hotel by 4 p.m. to the fights. I don't think so. I'm gonna
think I
try,
Yeah.
but I don't think so.
I mean, when they're fights here, I'll pull up like at 3 p.m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
course.
So it's like-
Exactly. Here.
Vegas, you know, you're a little hard because you have so much around you. But
Yeah.
I think I will still
Yeah.
pull up early.
They're gonna be handing you tequila and whiskey.
Right.
And
If they're handing
beer.
you drinks inside the
Snickers.
venue, then yeah.
Shout out Andy Ruiz one more time. First Mexican heavyweight world champ.
Did we forget to
Dude.
mention this?
Right.
But
Oh, is that why
when
you're
that-
wearing that Mexico jersey?
And we got the Selección playing today. So
Dude,
Whatever.
when
A-
that-
anyway,
when
shout out Andy Ruiz one more time.
When that Snicker commercial drops and he's in there, dude,
Oh,
I'm gonna
I'm
shed a little
for
tear.
my boy,
Yeah.
man. But
I will go buy a Snickers, like a whole box, bro. Just when I see that.
yeah, but I'm really trying to pull up for Vegas. I was actually, I think
July.
July, yeah. I think the Charlo. I heard somebody's supposed to be in Vegas too, but
Oh yeah, it was.
Yo-
It was.
yeah.
Mm.
But I'm gonna be in Europe during that time. So if I wasn't in Europe, I would have for sure pulled up to that. But now it might get moved, might not get moved. I don't know. But
Yeah,
We always got September, right?
yeah. But I heard Triple J don't want it in Vegas if it
Oh.
happens.
If
Can't get
Against who? Clarify.
I mean, y'all heard the comments. Y'all didn't hear the comments.
I didn't hear the
Nah,
comments.
I did not.
I didn't hear the
apparently
comments.
Triple G had an interview. You know, it's fight week, obviously, and he was
Good thing Chris is gone because he would have been staring at you right now. What you say about my boy?
Nah, I mean, I fuck with Canelo. I fuck with Triple G, both of them, you know. But pointing at Triple G, they asked him, like, does he want the third fight? You know, he's gone on record saying he does.
Oh,
He
against.
just-
I thought you were talking about against Charlo.
No, against Canelo.
All right.
And he just basically asked him, and he's like, yeah, but I do want the third fight, but I don't want it in Vegas just because I don't think I'll get
I
it.
want it in Kazakhstan.
I won't get a decision in Vegas.
Oh,
around
he's
the lines
already
of
making
that.
excuses.
So he's like, I would like it in Dallas or, like, New York or something.
Hey,
Dallas.
I mean,
Jerry World.
MSG. MSG.
Does he know there's a lot of Mexicans there? Possibly not, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's Canelo. There's a lot of Mexicans wherever he's going.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see any Mexicans in MSG though, honestly.
Me neither.
Except for Mikey.
Yeah, I thought my boy was lit too.
Mikey's the
after
only
a knockdown.
that believed, man.
Shout out, Mikey.
Mikey's the
for real.
only one that believed.
You know what? I was gonna give Lily props, but she said
She
obviously I don't think Andy's gonna win.
she backflipped a little bit, right?
Yeah.
At least I say like I didn't.
She said she won $100 on the fight, so hey, respect, because I would not have
Anybody
put.
can say that.
Show us the money. Show us.
Y'all want to hear a funny story real quick?
Shows it. Yeah.
That shit pissed me off. So I was in Vegas last week. I went.
Yeah.
And it was
this guy's
Tuesday.
everywhere.
Damn it.
it was Tuesday night, right? It was Tuesday night, and I got $50, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just go place a bet real quick.
Ooh,
So I go to the sports book, and I'm like,
Ooh.
I'm gonna do 50 on Arsenal. It's a small
I
little.
like
under,
this story.
On who?
You know, on Arsenal.
Okay.
Yeah, small little underdog. You know, cash out, cool 120, putting in 50 or whatever. And then as I'm about to place the bet, I see the line for Joshua and Reese, and you know he's a 12-1 underdog, and I'm like, I put 50 in, I'll get back like 600.
Yeah.
You know, that's a solid
Put
come up.
5, dog.
Yeah.
Put 5 and get free
And
drinks if you
I
want.
was this close to putting them. I was like, you know what? At this point, it's like, I was like, nah, you know, Arsenal gonna take this. They gotta win and get into Champions League next year. So I was like, you know what? Let me just put 50 on Arsenal. And then, you know, my girlfriend tells me like, did you bet on the fight? And I was like, nah, I changed my mind. I'm gonna do Arsenal instead. It's safer. It's safer.
Safer.
Arsenal ended up losing like say 4-1. Reed ended up beating Joshua.
Champion.
Oh, it could have been 600.
Yeah, I could have been
richer,
600
bro.
richer, man.
Not a good week for
It
Frankie.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Lot of L's.
I remember I was gonna put at least $10 on Reese just cause I was like, just cause
Just for
I
fucking-
could
yeah.
lose $10.
That's what everyone says.
And-
But at the end of
and
the day,
it
he still
just
don't want
didn't.
it.
I wouldn't have.
Nah.
Honestly, I wouldn't
To
have.
me, I could lose $10, $20, just cause I.
Well, $10, yes,
Yeah.
but
Only-
$50.
Cause my whole thing is like I was in Vegas, so it's like I'm
Yeah.
gonna lose the money anyway.
something
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm gonna waste the money. I'm trying to blow this shit. Let me fuck around and win some money on this
Right,
bet.
man.
But I already lost.
Your
like
money
200.
stayed in Vegas for
Yeah,
sure.
I lost like cool 200 of blackjack.
What
Oh,
happens
for
in
real?
Vegas
That's
stays
the
in
worst
Vegas.
game to play, man.
That's terrible. I tried learning how to play craps.
That shit's hard.
That shit hella hard, dude.
Yeah.
Dice, all this shit.
Play the roulette. You don't play roulette?
I played it the first time.
That's
I didn't
bullshit
like it.
too, but
Yeah. At least with blackjack, I control. You know, it's
Somewhat,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like if I'm at
Somewhat.
14, I could stay.
Yeah.
You know, fucking roulette. It's like if I pick black, there's no guarantee I'm gonna get black. You know.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Summer's gonna be hot.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good summer.
Summer's gonna be hot, man.
All right.
We got number 6. All right.
Number
We got number
6.
6.
I guess it was a good weekend for not the British, but the Liverpoolian, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, that what happened at Saturday, that shit was just like the cherry on top of Andy Ruiz. Because I was already on a high. I was like, fuck that. I'm staying home after the game. I went home, I lay down, and I just watched the fight by myself. And I was like, damn, you know, tomorrow I'm going to process what happened today, and I'll probably believe it. It's hard to believe, but yeah.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Shit happens.
Any other stuff we got to promote? You want to plug in anything? MV Frankie P.
Just follow my Twitter again, MV Frankie P, for the quality content left and right. You know, that's about it.
Glad to have you back, man.
Yeah, I was trying
It's
to.
always fun.
I'm always trying to pull up when I got time. You know.
Yeah.
Hopefully be back next week.
That's what's up. Oh, next week, talking about it. Alfonso Gomez
Mm-hmm.
penciled his name in once again. You know Alfonso
Yeah,
Gomez, right?
yeah.
Of course, everybody knows his crazy ass. He's gonna be
He's
here.
been here before, right? I think I
Yeah,
did.
he's been here
he
once
came in
before.
one time. If you guys haven't watched that last episode, it was actually pretty good.
Mhm.
We talked about boxing, but it was different. It was a different conversation. But he's gonna be back. Alfonso Gomez, man, shout out to him.
Mm-hmm. He just got this little green light on social media, where if you have a certain number of either followers or you've done something,
Traffic, right? I think it's
Something like
more
that.
based on traffic. I don't know.
you're labeled like an influencer. So he's
Yeah.
like now a boxing influencer,
Nice.
which is pretty fitting because that's what he wants to do. He wants to
Okay.
send a new message to the new up and coming boxer. So
Just a quick question, just because I was wondering about this. Do
Yeah.
you guys follow any of those like boxing Instagram accounts?
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah, like like Supreme Boxing.
I only
Yeah.
follow you.
Alright.
Yeah, we follow
like
a few. of 'em.
RBR, like
Mm-hmm.
all that. You guys follow Lalo's Boxing?
Yeah, he's been making some noise in
Yeah.
the Instagram world.
What do you do?
He's the one that supposedly put this fight
He
together.
apparently put the fight. It's like
Yeah.
What fight?
the Andy Ruiz Jr.
Joshua.
fight.
God. Anyways, what else are we talking about?
You didn't check that out, man. I mean, personally, I don't follow the account. I go through his shit every now and then because
Yeah.
he's dope. Some content that he puts.
Some of the
it's
stuff-
funny. It's
yeah.
like I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I used to follow him when he had like 100,000 followers. Like
Yeah.
fan.
Calmate.
Yeah,
day,
he's
a
a-
day one here, a day one.
Day winner.
But then my homie sent me the post of him like the DMs between him
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Reed where he tells them like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you the fight with Joshua. Give me credit, all this shit."
Yeah.
But
And then that's obviously like that. His gram is very it is very what's the word, controversial, because it's like his opinion.
yeah, it's very
Clickbait.
biased. It's very biased, dude.
Very biased.
Down to
Very
every
biased.
post, yeah.
But it is entertaining. It is.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's
But
like,
that's
entertaining.
boxing media, dude.
He'll get he
I
does
mean,
things
yeah.
to get people to have an opinion,
yeah.
which is what really drives social media in today. And yeah, I did see that I was, because I was keeping up with that a little bit, and so I was like, okay, they're gonna give this guy some credit, right?
Yeah.
Like, he did put it together. That big Baby Miller fight fell through. He's the one that reached out to Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn talked about it at the press conference
Yeah.
too.
I thought they were gonna give him a little shout out, and
Yeah,
they
they
didn't.
did. Yeah, I was a little
So-
hurt for him.
So
man.
it felt like he got dissed. He got
Imagine,
dissed.
imagine Against the Ropes puts together a fight, bro.
Yeah.
And y'all don't get the
Hot.
credit.
We'll be hot.
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's say we put together a fight with Anthony Sims Jr. and Fielding, and
And
then
fucking Kovalev and shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
and then they don't give us the credit. I don't know.
I'd be hurt, man.
I'll be a little hurt.
Yeah.
Not Lalo hurt, but
Yeah, that little account's funny, man. Cause we posting like, oh, who do you think the he'll post a post like, let's say he puts a picture of like Terrence Crawford,
yeah,
and he's like, who do you guys think will beat Terrence Crawford? And and then he'll answer the question himself,
yeah.
and he'll just be like, oh, Danny Garcia, and then
And
like
then-
leave your comments on who you think, and it's just like, why you asking
He's just a
your
troll.
followers if you already?
It's just a troll, pretty much.
Yeah,
Like, but it's entertaining. It's
It's
funny.
entertaining
It gets people
account.
talking. It gets people to comment.
It
to-
works. It works.
Yeah. I have yet to meet this Lalo that lady talks about. So, yeah.
I have no idea who these people are. I
He
only
doesn't
follow.
he doesn't have a social media life
I
outside.
only follow Against the Ropes,
Ah, okay.
Chicana Boxing,
Loyalty.
Beat the Count, and AMV Frankie P. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need. Make sure to follow us at Against the Ropes, Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, and Instagram. All right, make sure to check out the show Allstar Boxing June 8th. Any last words by you guys?
Yeah, I got one last question. Triple G's fighting. How do you guys have it ending? What round? Distance? What's up?
I'm so scared to get predictions now. It should
No
Sure.
more than 4, in my
No more than
opinion.
four.
no more than 4. I don't know who this guy Rolls is. I haven't really seen any video footage, so from just seeing from an outside, I think of a William Monroe, maybe a Dominic Wade type. So I say
Damn.
if he gets a knockout before the 8th, yeah, then
That Dominic Bill fight still pisses me off because I bought tickets to it and I showed up.
it was over.
Yeah, it was over. I think it was like a second round stoppage or something.
At the
Yeah.
forum?
At the forum.
We were
yeah.
there, huh?
Oh shit.
We
Yeah.
were there since 1
I
p.m.,
think
dog.
no.
Where were you at?
I actually showed up
Where were
early,
you?
and I saw. I think Chocolatito was on that card,
Yeah.
and I saw, and it was dope. It was a good fight. And then I think I stepped out, came back in, and the fight had already started. I think I saw one round. The next round it was over, and I was just like, dang, dope.
Well, let me ask you guys, when was the last fight that Triple G got a knockout?
That's what I was about to say.
Vanis.
Minus. Okay, so
I was like, it was last year, bro. Y'all chilling.
That one has an asterisk.
Yeah, 'cause
So-
it should have been Canelo that got knocked out, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nah, I'm kidding, bro. You
Cinco
know,
de Mayo, yeah.
to me, I
You're
would
right.
say, I would say he needs a statement. You know,
Yeah, I don't think he needs a
he needs a
statement.
statement. So
First fight on the zone too, so it gotta.
Honestly, I don't think I'm going to watch it. Obviously, we're going to be doing the live
yeah,
show,
it'll be
but
tough to watch.
I don't
it
think
live.
I'm going to go back and watch it. I'll probably just watch the highlights. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be a
I'm-
knockout, so I don't, yeah.
Depending.
I don't think I can learn anything from this.
Depending if it interferes with the ESPN card. You know, I'm big on Oscar Valdez.
Oh, yeah, he's fighting. That's
Yeah.
right.
He's probably my second favorite featherweight right now. You know,
Mhm.
behind
Who's
Leo
number one?
Leo Santa Cruz.
Oh, okay.
Leo.
Yeah.
2 Mexican
Yeah,
champions.
too much. My bias is coming out again. Let me hide it. Let me put it away. But if it doesn't interfere, I'll watch both of them. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Triple G. I mean, like you said, we're gonna be calling the fights live. So,
Of course, dude.
So, but
You're one of the members of the fan club.
but I'm excited. No, because
we got 2 on this show.
That's the president.
And he's one of them.
I'm glad that he's speaking English again because he had that translator for a while, and we missed that charisma. You know, this is come on, Max. Come on, Max.
This is sport.
This is sport. So yeah, I'm excited. See what you can do.
Hey, man, you better watch your comments on Instagram, dog.
Hey,
Before I
yeah.
come at you, dog. You better respond with your personal account, dude. Cause
For real.
Real quick, y'all got Warriors or Raptors?
Oh, this guy is a Warriors fan since like
Since 2016?
since 18, dog.
Oh, since KD joined.
Nah,
What you
see,
mean?
No, I like the Warriors, but they got injuries, dog.
Yeah,
They're
he's
playing
a-
today, actually.
Yeah, I don't
Wednesday.
even know if Klay Thompson's playing. Game starts in a bit too. So.
Yeah. I think they can still pull it off, but shit, them injuries are looking crazy right now.
Yeah.
They're saying KD's gonna come back game 4,
Yeah.
but he's fucking injured, dude.
I was gonna say the
Looney's out for the rest of
Yeah,
the season.
he's out.
I was gonna say the Raptors with Kawhi, but man, they got Drake, man. So that guy's a curse.
That fucking Anthony Joshua pick, man. Jesus.
I thought it was fake.
Me too. I thought it was photoshopped. I was like, no way, man.
Dude, Lily showed it to us like a couple weeks ago, but I was like, there's no way. Like,
What are the odds, man? Should have
Man.
thrown on a Liverpool jersey or some shit.
Hey.
Oh.
Oh,
Honestly,
Drake?
it's like he had a pick. he had a,
I thought you were talking about Joshua.
he had a pick with Aubameyang. And so I saw it and I was like, damn, no wonder we lost.
That's funny.
Yeah, man, but y'all ready to get out of here?
Yeah, man.
It's a good combo. Summer's gonna be hot. Stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in today. Yeah, we'll be back next week. Frankie, you penciled your name in as well. Yeah, stay tuned. That's all I can say, man.
Let's go.
That's it. Episode 37. We out.
You'll never walk alone. Andy Ruiz.
Hola amigos, soy Juan Francisco Gallo. Quiero mandar un saludo para mis amigos de Contra las Cuerdas. Échenle muchas ganas, un abrazo, muchas bendiciones. Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you for the support. Keep doing your thing. You're doing a great job. So thank you and best wishes.
Huge shout out to Against the Ropes.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you guys for the interview and hope to see you guys soon.
Against the Ropes, always doing the right thing.
Shout out to Against the Ropes, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, taking the time on y'all day.
Against the Ropes, #1.
Freddie Roach.
Thank you very much.